reasoning and aql. And we have to go through these three ways. We have to go through metaphysics, we have to go through epistemology, and we have to go through ontology. So Ibn al-Arabi says, okay, the experience which is inside Arif, which is individual, which is personal, when it comes to reasoning and argumentation and aql and ta'aqqul, we have these three realms, these three parts. We have metaphysics, we have epistemology, and we have ontology. So in Irfan Nazari, we have to talk about epistemology, we have to talk about metaphysics, we have to talk about ontology. And this is the other part of Irfan, or other type of Irfan. It goes together. Irfan Amali and Irfan Nazari. Practical Irfan and theoretical Irfan. Practical Irfan is something personal, individual, which is from inside. I cannot show you, I cannot give you any idea about my personal experience, because it is between me and myself, that's it. But if I want to show you, if I want to prove for you that there is a reality inside me, there is a kashf, there is an intuition, shuhud, I have to use a language. I have to use reasoning. I have to bring out from my inside to outside. This is the reason that they established Irfan al-Nazari. So we can say the father of Irfan al-Nazari in Islam is Ibn al-Arabi, who wrote many books, Al-Futuhat al-Makkiyah, Al-Fusus al-Hikam, and many other books, to just talk about these argumentation and reasoning and talking about Irfan al-Nazari. We read about these three realms of Irfan, and we get more points about this. After this, if you have any question, please raise your question. So I would like to ask one sister. It's not so difficult, it's very easy. Major realms of Irfan, A, B, C. If you just read all these three.
The three philosophical fields, metaphysics,
epistemology and ontology.
The nature of reality, knowledge, and phenomenon are elaborated and developed in Irfan as the major realms of mystical discipline. Relying on several aspects of mystical experience, Irfan proves.
Very good. So you see, in parentheses, I say metaphysics means the nature of reality. Epistemology means knowledge, and ontology means phenomenon of this outside of this world, of this kainat. So these three realms, Urfa talks about all these three. When they come to the first, metaphysics, they believe in wahdatul wujud, the unity of existence. When they come to the second, epistemology, they believe in al-ilm al-huduri, knowledge by presence. When they come to the third one, they believe in five alam, five words. Al-awalim al-khamsah. Inshallah we'll talk about this. Okay, A.
The realm of metaphysics, major ideas in mystical metaphysics, has surrounded the concept of wahdat, or unity of God. Wahdat al-wujud, the unity of being, the mystical philosophy emphasizing that there is no true existence except the ultimate truth, God.
Okay. So the basis of metaphysics, the basis of Irfan al-Nazari is wahdat al-wujud. So wherever you go in Irfan, you see the sign and talk about wahdat al-wujud. So in metaphysics, Arif believes in the unity of existence, of being. B.
The realm of astrology. Mysticism is related to astrology. They said that both are concerned with the nature, accusation, and limitations of knowledge.
Sorry.
However, their astrology struggles with foundational issues. How do we know that our knowledge is true or our beliefs justified? Mystics often appear more concerned with the process as the means to true knowing. Foundational questions are generally answered, and metaphysical thought by mystical experiences.
Very.
The reality according to this experience is known by intuition, or inner experience, and the knowledge emerges towards this conjunction is called knowledge by presence,
Very good. Okay, so regarding the epistemology or knowledge, it is good to know that the main problem and the main question in knowledge that for many centuries, maybe for many thousands of years, has been the main concern and main problem in knowledge is that how can you prove that you have access and you have knowledge about outside? Because whatever you know is inside you, and whatever is outside is totally separated from you. So how can you match this knowledge from inside to outside? And for many years, thousands of years, there was a big effort to solve this problem, to have a good answer. But unfortunately, in many philosophies, in many schools, they couldn't find a good answer to this question. So this is the reason that many philosophers, finally, they establish a school of doubt, shakkakiyat. Even in the time of Descartes, in Western philosophy, in the time of Descartes, there was many schools in doubtfulness, in shakkakiyat, because of this reason, because of this point. And Descartes, he established his philosophy just to begin with this problem and say, okay, I think, so I exist. I am. I think, so I am. So he started from very, very single point and a certain point. And then he goes step by step. But fortunately, Irfan and mysticism has a credit here. Because Irfan and mysticism says, okay, whatever I talk about knowledge, it is within me. So I don't see any difference and separation between myself and ilm, between myself and ma'loom, between myself and knowledge. So ilm al-huduri is the best kind of knowledge, is the more certain knowledge for human being. And later on in philosophy and in Irfan, you will read a lot about al-ilm al-huduri. Actually, my dissertation for MA was about ilm al-huduri. So it's very important part of knowledge, dissertation for MA, not PhD. Al-ilm al-huduri is the main part of knowledge for Irfan, for philosophy of Mullah Sadra, and for al-falsafat al-ishraq. And the founder of al-ilm al-huduri in Islamic philosophy is Sheikh Ishraq, is Sohrawardi, that we talked before last week about Sheikh Ishraq and Sohrawardi in Falsafat al-Ishraq. And then Mullah Sadr Shirazi, he completed the idea of al-ilm al-huduri. So al-ilm al-huduri, or knowledge by presence, has a very important role in Irfan and in Falsafat al-Ishraq and Hikmat al-Muta'aliyah of Mullah Sadra. So ilm al-huduri is very important. Finally, which is very complicated, is item 3. Can you read? Because it's very difficult. I know there are some. There is no need to read all of them, but I just mentioned some point because there are some special words and you need to repeat maybe 10 times or 20 times